PMP mock question number 72. During a joint application development JAD session to gather software requirements, your client insisted on including a specific requirement. However, you realize that requirement relies on outdated hardware, making it technically unfeasible to implement within the current project scope. As a business analyst or facilitator, how should you handle this situation? Okay, nice and interesting question. Option number A, ignore and don't document the requirement. You can't ignore it simply because your client insisted on including a specific requirement, so you don't ignore that. That's not a correct option. Option number B, note the requirement, flag it as a risk. Okay, note the requirement that rise and you flag it as a risk. You can do that, that's a good option. But we can see the other option, marking risk in the initial stage is not that much great, you can say that. However, you realize that the requirement relies on outdated software, so but we will see other option before selecting the final one. C, just add it to keep the client happy. No, that's also not feasible, that much great option. If you add the requirement to keep the client happy, but you know that the requirement relies on outdated hardware, making it technical unfeasible to implement with the current project scope. Without changing the scope, you cannot add the requirement to make the client happy. Okay, option number D, understand the client view before noting it. Yes, this is the best option. Why this is the best option? Because you need to understand the client review, because client said that it's client insisted on that requirement, so you need to understand the client perspective uh, before noting it, and then you can tell that is a risk or something else, or how can you implement that, or what's the best solution, or what is the alternative if there's that requirement is not possible with this hardware. You can suggest some other option. First, understand the client view. So this is option. This is a great question, must read the explanation. When facing a technical infeasible requirement, it is essential to understand the reason behind the customer request. The use of outdated hardware might be tied to the budget constraint, legacy system, or complements need. By understanding their perspective first, you can guide them toward realistic alternative or compromise, ensuring better collaboration and a solution that align with both technical limitations and a business need. So great explanation. This is a great question. You see this type of questions in the real PMP exam. So thank you very much and happy learning.